We are live, and we are live with the one and only Julie Casey with Outpost Neighborhood Kitchen. What's happening, Julie?
Hey, Sunshine, how are you?
I am sunshiny today. It's gorgeous outside. It's sunny. It's Monday. Who knew? How about you? How are you doing? How are you holding up, I guess?
It changes by the minute, to be honest. I'm okay 1 minute, I'm a mess the next, then I'm okay, then I'm a mess.
I think I would feel better only because, you have access to a bar much faster than I have.
That's true. That is absolutely accurate.
But it doesn't mean that it's not overwhelming and it's not crazy. So I totally understand. All right. So we are live and we are set. I want people to know about you. So we're going to talk about Outpost. We're going to talk about stimulus. We'll talk about what's going on in your whole world. And of course, for me, the most important part, you want to talk about the food and what you guys have going on. But tell them just a little bit about you.
About me? Oy.
Yes. There's a whole story there. I know, Julie.
It's a long story. I'll put it in a nutshell. I've been doing this for about 30 years. So I've either been in the restaurant side or the hotel side since I was 16 years old. Disney was my first job and Garden was my last corporate job. And one night over Christmas vacation, my family and I drank way too much wine. And my dad and my brother-in-law said, "Hey, do you want to finally do this yourself?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" And so that's how the Outpost was born. Concept anyways. College Park named the restaurant. We did a naming contest with the community. So they named.
What was you told this before, and I love that you did it with the community. What was the reason behind the person who chose Outpost? Did they tell you?
Well, I gave them 3 options. So before I gave them the naming options, I went to the History Center downtown and did a lot of research on College Park and, how it was created and developed, just trying to get some ideas for the names. So one of the names that they got to choose from was Harper's Grove Grill and Tavern. The land that we are on used to be a pineapple and orange grove called Harper's Grove.
I did not know that.
That was one of the ideas. And then one of the other ideas was Dixie Highway Grill and Tavern, because Edgewater Drive, before it was Edgewater Drive, was called Dixie Highway. So that was another idea that we threw out there. And then the Outpost was thrown out there because in the very early 1900s, in the growth and development of downtown Orlando, there were 3 areas of town that kind of served as the outpost to protect downtown Orlando. And there was one in Altamont, one in Conway, and one in College Park. So they were kind of protecting downtown Orlando. So Outpost won.
Very cool.
Yeah, Outpost won hands down. It was like 9-10, or every 9, out of 10 votes was for the Outpost.
And so you've got Neighborhood Kitchen in there. What is your concept? Tell people who haven't visited, who haven't gotten take out from you. I need coffee. Have not. Tell them about the concept.
The concept is scratch-made food served in a friendly manner. So a lot of our regulars call us the modern day Cheers. So I think that's a great analogy. Yeah. I never wanted to be like this pretentious white tablecloth restaurant, which is fine. There's definitely a place for those in the world. I just wanted someplace that was more casual, that people would come more than once a week.
And so that is what it feels like when you go in there. Cheers is a great, it's got this cool bar that you can pony up to. It's a family. There's just a feel. You feel like you're at home. Eddie says hi. Danielle Johnson says hi. Danny Johnson.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody's saying hi to you, sending you love. When you walk in, you automatically feel like, all right, I'm in my neighborhood. I'm cool.
Yeah.
It has such a great feel to it. But how did you come up with the dishes and the food and the concept with the cocktails?
It was a combination of both things. So when we were doing the research on the naming of the restaurant and letting the community vote for it, we also asked them for recipes and menu ideas. But prior to that, College Park, thank God, is a very vocal community. And when one business would close, then everybody would get on social media and say, "Oh, well, we want this style. We want this type of restaurant. We want this type of business." And they would list the types of foods that they wanted to see in the community. And that's honestly where half the menu came from. People said they wanted Southern food and fried chicken and shrimp and grits. So that kind of drove the bus, if you will, onto the road. And then I just picked it up from there and got some of my aunt's recipes. She was the family cook. I'm one of 5. My mom was one of 9. And my aunt was the family cook, and she literally gave me everything before she passed away. And she passed away 2 weeks before we opened the restaurant. So so I've just been kind of taking her recipes and twisting them a little bit. I was one of those kids that never ate mac and cheese straight out of the box. I always had to do something to it. So that's what I do with every recipe. I have to do something to it. I can't leave it the way it is.
Well, you have buffalo mac and cheese, if I remember, on the menu right now.
We did. So we filled out.
I want to get to the menu and what you're doing now, but talk about when everything got shut down around the 20th of March, or whenever that whole thing started to really take place. What did you guys do to plan, or what did you guys decide to do? What was the process there for you?
Honestly, so it actually came to a halt with us on St. Patty's Day. So we had prepared, St. Patty's Day is also the day we opened. So not only is it a holiday, and I'm Irish, but it's also our anniversary day. So we had planned a scaled back party. We weren't doing, what we were going to do, planning back in January. But I had the whole Irish menu already done. We had vendors set up to come by, and the 3 different directions we got on St. Patty's Day, that was the big, oh, shit. Because you have to understand, I work 80 hours a week, so I barely ever watch the news. Right. I really didn't have a good understanding of what was really going on until St. Patty's Day, and one of our media partners gave us a heads up before it even went live on the news, and she was just like, hey, you guys need to know about this. So St. Patty's Day was kind of the big gut punch for us. Because we got 3 different directions that day of what we were allowed to do and not allowed to do, and it kept going back.
It was very confusing.
It was very confusing. Yeah. And so then when the confusion still continued through the 20th, at that point I was just like, you know what, forget it. We got to shut down. Nobody knows what's going on. I didn't want to put any of our guests in harm's way. I didn't want to put my employees in harm's way. So come the 20th, that was our last day. And I just sent everybody home, and I said, we got to wait this out and figure out what's going to happen next, because for us to continue changing the business model every 3 hours was not working well at all. So I just had to let everything settle. We closed on the 20th for 2 weeks. And then today, well, what's today? Monday. You said it was Monday.
I forgot already, so you're good.
This past weekend was the first time that we tried to open for carry-out only consecutive days. So we did Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We posted the menu on our website, and people could order on the website, pay on the website, so we could do the no-contact carry-out. I'm not in a position, unfortunately, to do delivery. And even though we have partnerships already with DoorDash and Uber Eats, it just didn't make any financial sense for us to come in, make all the food, and they still keep 30 to 50%. So it's constantly changing and evolving for me right now. One of the things that we did this past weekend is we added the ability to buy a scratch-made meal for a healthcare worker. So we have healthcare hero meals online that you can order. It's only $12. And then once a week, depending on how many we have in the queue, we're just going to call our contact at Advent and say, okay, we've got 30 today. What department are we taking them to?
That's so cool.
So, yeah. So far, we're up to 22 meals.
You're very community oriented. You always have been. You're super active in the College Park community. Yep. It's just, I love that you're doing that for the healthcare workers. I think it's just so important. And $12, which I put outpostcollegepark.com. I think that's the website that's scrolling across. So right now you're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday for curbside pickup.
Yep. Yeah, we even have stations out in the parking lot. So we put tables out there so you can pull into your own station. Somebody in a mask comes out and greets you, gets your name, and then they come back in and grab your order and bring it to you, put it on the table. And as soon as we walk away, you can take it off the table.
How'd you decide on the quarantine menu?
It was based on supplies.
I think if people don't understand, it's not like I've had people go, why don't they have their whole menu, Ted? I'm like, you don't understand what that entails. You have to buy the food in order to be able to offer it. Yeah. And what if somebody doesn't order it that day? Then you're wasting. So there's just so much waste that goes involved. You have a lot of cool things on the curbside menu. Tell them a little bit about a few of them.
Well, I don't know if you saw the name of the one, but the K-pop C. Did you figure out what that stands for?
No, tell me.
So right in the beginning of the year, if you guys recall, Kentucky Fried Chicken and Popeyes were in this Nashville hot sandwich battle. And I was like, forget that. Mine's so much better.
Nice.
So I named it the K-Pop-C. Popeyes and KFC.
I love it.
So it's delicious. So my version has our Outpost sauce on it. And my Outpost sauce is like buffalo sauce meets Cajun and barbecue seasonings.
Yum.
Yeah.
Did you come up with all of, is this still from your aunts, or have you been?
Oh, no, that one is, no. So some of my recipes come to me at 4:00 in the morning. And that was one of them.
And you have, and we'll talk about your growth too, because I'm trying to talk about positive stuff, and I think it's so important. But you also talk about the stimulus. What happened with you and the whole stimulus stuff that's been going on?
Yeah, so I found out within 24 hours of applying that I had received some PPP money. They'd set aside a loan number and everything for me. I have not been funded yet. They expect to fund me today or tomorrow, which will be great because then I can get some of my staff back to work because I know they're going really stir crazy. But yeah, it was one of those things where I was, consulting with some of the colleagues here in Orlando and saying, hey, are you happy with your bank? Are you going to go through your bank? What are you going to do? And a couple of the people said, yeah, we've been banking with Chase for years, so I think we're just going to go with them. And I'm a client of Chase's, but the experience has not been great. So I was looking for another option, reached out to one of my regulars. She had said in the past, she's like, I have a really great accountant friend of mine. If you need any help, just let me know. I'll connect you to. And when I made the realization that Chase was probably not going to take good care of me, I reached out to her and I said, hey, can you connect the dots? She connected me to Pam, my new accountant, who connected me to Cogent Bank, a bank I'd never heard of before in downtown Orlando. And they're the ones within 24 hours of me giving her my paperwork. She told me that I was funded. And I was like,
that's amazing. You're the first success story I've heard. Yeah. I just need to get more of them on. I'm sure there are more local ones, but yeah, I'd love to hear that somebody I know locally got approved. I don't even know who else is out there. So if you're watching and you know other people, let me know, because obviously what we've heard is how Bruce Chris got all the money and Shake Shack and how that's all being returned. But as far as it impacting the small business and the small restaurateur, I hadn't seen anybody or heard anybody except you.
Well, and honestly, at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I just assumed everybody was getting it until the whole Ruth Chris thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I did not give Ruth Chris kind of money. Let's be clear on that.
Woo, that was some good money.
Every little bit helps right now. So
I love it.
But yeah,
that money has to be done, just to clarify for everybody. That's payroll, so you can get people back on, basically. Correct. Yeah. Most of it is payroll.
That is specifically for payroll to help stimulate the economy. So 75% of the money that I've been given has to go to payroll. And then you can use the remaining 25% for either rent, mortgage interest, or something else. There was a third thing on there that you could use it for in order for the loan to be completely forgiven.
Correct. Eddie just said that they're in the queue.
Hi, Eddie.
Eddie. We love Eddie.
Eddie was the ones I was talking to about, who do you bank with? Are you happy with them? That sort of thing. So.
Lots of people sending you love. So before all this craziness started, you were expanding. You were doing new things. So, I like to still focus on the positive. So tell me what's going on there.
Holy guacamole, what's going on there? So we started negotiations on our Maitland space probably 1.5 years ago now. That's how long it's been going on. And we were finally awarded a building permit about 3 weeks ago, right at the beginning of all this. Of course. So right now we're just finalizing subs, and we hope to start construction this week or next week. Finally, knock on wood.
Now, will you be keeping both places? What are you going to do?
No, actually, my lease is already up in College Park. My landlord's just letting us stay month to month until Maitland gets open.
Wow. So you're really making the shift to a new neighborhood.
We are. I just needed, honestly, this building is old. It's had a lot of problems. The AC hasn't worked since last April. And I needed a location with better exposure.
Sure.
College Park has been really good to us, but it's a small community. It's kind of off the beaten path. There's thousands of people in Orlando that don't even know College Park is here. And I just needed a spot with better exposure. And they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse in Maitland. So
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me what you, Julie, are doing personally, aside from business, to try to stay positive and creative during the downtime.
Well, I don't really have a choice in the matter, you see, because we closed on our house on March 13th. So we were moving in the midst of all this as well. So now we're over in the new house and we're just, making all the pretty stuff. We're painting rooms. We're pulling carpet, putting down tile. Plus I've got 2 teenagers at home, so I get to harass them every day about schoolwork, and that's so much fun. I can't even tell you how much fun that is.
What do you do? Do you do anything to relax, or is that your relaxation right there?
We chill out in the pool. We have family time in the pool, and we're back to having family meals every night, which is nice. So, nice. Yeah.
All right. So I'm excited for you. I'm very happy you got the PPP money.
Thank you.
You got to love her menu, guys. Check it out at outpostcollegepark.com. I also tried to tag. You can find it on Facebook as well. You can just take a look. Julie, they do such an amazing job with their food, and I can't wait for the new place to open. But for now, if you're looking for curbside and you're looking for amazing food, you have to check out Outpost Neighborhood Kitchen. How's the best way? Just the website, Julie? Is that the best way?
Yeah, the website, because like I said, you can order on the website and pay on the website, and I'm changing the menu weekly. So tonight I'm going to be publishing the new menu for this week. So we're going to do some prime rib this week. Again, all because guests are asking. I'm trying to find oysters. I've had lots of requests for dollar oysters, so I'm trying to find some oysters. So yeah, new menu.
Well, you're amazing. I love and appreciate you. I think what you do is awesome. Please check out Outpost. I've eaten there. I've been there. It's really a cool place. But the best part is Julie and her family do everything with a lot of love. So we appreciate you.
Ted.
That's right. All right. Outpost College Park. Check it out. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can get some curbside takeout. They make it easy, and the food is outstanding.
Thank you, baby.
Support local, guys. Support local. Support local. It's so important. All right. Love you to pieces. Thank you so much, Julie. All right. Mwah. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye.